Comments for the week ending June 12th from the beef farmers of Ontario. There were 178 head of fed steers and heifers sold through auction markets last week, up 28 head from the previous week. Fed steers averaged $305.36 per hundredweight, up 38 cents per hundred, and fed heifers averaged $310.72 per hundredweight, up $2.66 per hundred from the previous week's trade. Auction markets reported that fed steers and heifers sold stronger. In Ontario, dress sales were reported at $5.30 per hundredweight delivered, $10 per hundred higher than the previous week. For the week ending May 31st, Eastern fed cattle and cow exports to the U.S. were 3,129 head, 22% below last year, but 32% above the 5-year average. Year-to-date, Eastern fed cattle and cow exports are up 34% from last year. Cull cow receipts sold through auction markets last week were 1,836 head, up 288 head from the previous week. Cows averaged $186.93 per hundredweight, down $161 per hundred. Beef cows averaged $199.81 per hundredweight, up $4 per hundred from the previous week's trade. Auction markets reported on Tuesday that easier to the previous week's sharply higher market. By Thursday, fed cows sold fully steady to stronger. Receipts of 3,140 stock and feeder cattle sold through Ontario auction markets last week, down 1,717 head from the previous week. Auction markets reported on Friday, June 6th, that calves and yearlings sold fully steady. By Thursday, stockers continued to sell at higher prices. The Quebec electronic market prices were not available at press time. Last week, Alberta fed prices averaged in the low 300s per hundredweight. Dress sales were reported from $5.02 to $5.03 per hundredweight delivered, steady to $1 per hundredweight stronger. Buying interest was noted from all three Western Canadian packers. U.S. interest was also noted with a premium over local deals. By Wednesday, June 11th, light trade developed sales reported at $5.02 to $5.04 per hundredweight delivered, steady to $1.00 stronger than the previous week. For the week ending May 24th, Canadian fed cattle and cow exports to the U.S. were 5,874 head, 22% lower than a year ago. Year-to-date exports are 2% below last year after peaking at over 40% in January. The U.S. cash cattle trade last week saw dress sales in the northern feeding states from $3.80 per hundredweight, while live sales were at $2.42 per hundredweight, fully steady with the previous week. Sales in Texas and Kansas were from $2.33 to $2.40 per hundredweight live, with most trade at $2.35 per hundredweight, $5 a hundred higher. According to the latest World Supply and Demand report, beef production for 2026 is expected to be down 4% compared to 2025. Both pork and broiler production for 2026 is expected to be larger by about 1%. As pork and broiler continue to grow, this will act as headwinds for the beef market. This is Jamie Kerr with the Beef Farmers of Ontario Market Information Report.